Even though my wife and I hold 27 credit cards, none of them are issued by Citi. There's never been a good reason to have a Citi card in my wallet until recently. So I'll discuss why I haven't had any Citi cards in the past and why I might be regretting this decision. As you can see, I'm in a hotel room right now. I'm currently in the Maldives, and 30 minutes ago, I booked the second half of this world trip that I'm on, and you'll see that would have been really helpful to have some Citi cards in my wallet. So let's start off with the reasons why I don't have any Citi cards up until this point. Reason number one is the cards are kind of weak. I want to be clear and say that the four main Citi cards that they have are actually pretty solid, but the rest of them don't really make sense for me. So starting out with these four cards, the Citi Strata Premier, the Custom Cash, the Double Cash, and the Rewards Plus. These ones are Citi's best cards, but even these ones aren't amazing. The Strata Premier is pretty solid. It just recently got revamped from the Premier card. It does have a $95 annual fee and has a lot of really good earnings categories. There's a ton of ways that you can earn 3 times points on every purchase. With the Custom Cash, you are going to be earning 5% cash back on one of the categories of your choice from the approved list. And then we have the Double Cash, which is going to get you 2% cash back on all of your purchases, 1% cash back when you make the purchase, and then 1% when you pay your statement. And then the Rewards Plus card also has some earnings categories, but the superpower of this card that I can see is that you can get 10% of your points back when you redeem them. So the example that Citi gives is if you redeem 15,000 points, you get 1,500 points back. And each card is going to give you a certain welcome offer. Just recently, the Strata Premier has been offering a limited time offer of 75,000 Citi points. It's up from the usual 60,000 on the old Premier card. And on the Custom Cash, Double Cash, and Rewards Plus, they will give you 20,000 thank you points or $200 of cash back when you meet the minimum spend required. So these four are the best Citi cards that I can find. Other than that, there's American Airlines cards, or there's Costco cards, or just basic beginner cards that I would not be interested in at the moment. The American Airlines cards can be great for people that fly American, but I do not. I choose to fly United because they're a part of the Star Alliance, and in my opinion, that is the best airline alliance to use credit card rewards. And then for the Costco cards, well, I don't have a Costco membership, so I'm not really worried about those ones at the moment. And so the Citi cards, even though some of them can be good for some people, I have found them to be relatively weak for my situation. Reason number two on why I don't have any Citi cards right now is the Chase 524 rule. I have been trying to stay under 524 for as long as possible to be eligible for Chase cards and every other card that I would want. So in certain situations, when I want to apply for a personal card, let's say the Capital One Venture X, I want to be able to apply for that one while still maintaining my low Chase 524 status. If I were to apply for many of the popular Citi cards, well, that will just add another slot in my 524 and potentially push me out of not being eligible for Chase cards. A huge strategy for me to be under 524 is by applying for many business cards recently, because they do not count against your 524 status unless you're applying for cards from certain issuers, which I am not. But Citi's problem in this area is that they just don't have any business cards that I want. There is the American Airlines business card. If I were to apply for any American Airlines card, it would be this one, and then they have a Costco business card. So for only having 2 business cards, Citi is definitely not an issuer I'm really looking at, when there are plenty other issuers with a ton of other business cards like Chase and American Express that I can just keep applying for right now. Reason number 3 for not having Citi cards might be silly for some people, but for me, it's a pretty big one. There's no referral bonuses on Citi cards, or at least I'm told that because I don't have any, I can't check that out myself. Many people aren't going to generate a ton of referrals from the credit cards that they hold, but I want to be fully transparent and say the referral bonuses that I get from this YouTube channel definitely help support it to make it better. Any dollars or points that I get from referral bonuses go directly back into the channel to make it as good as I can. And for that reason, I like referral bonuses, but not just with YouTube referrals. There's something that many people can relate to, and that is I love referring my wife to cards, and I love when she refers me to cards. So I have just been constantly referring us back and forth on cards that we both want to hold, and that definitely helps us get more points than the average person that is not using this player 1 and player 2 strategy. So even if I got no referrals from YouTube for Citi cards, I would still want them for me and my wife, but we just can't do that, and I would rather refer my wife to another Chase card because we can at least get some bonus points right there for applying for a new one. Reason number 4 on why I don't have any Citi cards, at least until now, is that the transfer partners are just relatively weak for what I'm currently going for. 3 of my favorite transfer partners are not on Citi's list: United Airlines, Hyatt, and Air Canada Aeroplan. I would love to transfer my Citi points to those programs, but I just can't because there's no partnership there. They also don't have an American Airlines partnership, which I don't really fault them that much, but they do have American Airlines credit cards, so I would love to transfer my points from Citi over to American Airlines. And I know nobody else has that partnership, but it definitely would be nice. A counterpoint to this is that Citi is strong in certain areas of transfer partners. Number 1, they do have Choice Hotels at a 1-to-2 ratio. So this means you can transfer 1 Citi point and it turns into 2 Choice Hotels points. Now, not everybody is that familiar with Choice Hotels, and it's not really the most amazing program out there, but you can find some really good deals, and it's definitely better than the Capital One transfer rate of 1 Capital One mile equals 1 Choice point. So I would definitely want Citi cards for this, or I could also go with Wells Fargo cards because they also have this same transfer rate. Another thing with transfer partners is that they have the most transfer bonuses out of any credit card issuer that I have seen. That includes Chase, American Express, and Capital One. They have amazing transfer bonuses sometimes. Most recently, there was one to Qatar and also one to Avianca. And I constantly see updates from Avianca saying there's another transfer bonus from Citi over to Avianca Life Miles, and I would love to participate in that, but I don't have any Citi points, so I can't. So now let's get into the reasons why I'm kind of regretting not having Citi cards up until this point. Okay, so why am I sort of changing my mind on Citi cards right now? Well, I will tell you that some of it has to do with this booking that I just made 30 minutes ago, completing my world trip, but we'll get to that in a moment. The main reason why I'm changing my mind right now is that it seems like Citi is trying to do a better job of participating in the travel credit card space. There is the revamped Citi Strata Premier from the Citi Premier, also coming with a limited time offer for their welcome offer of 75,000 points. Citi has proved that they want to make their cards better, and they certainly have with this change. And so that is very positive to see and makes me more excited about their cards in general, because hopefully this means that Citi will come out with a premium travel card with a higher annual fee with a ton of perks and benefits to make this card worth it. Another reason why I might be getting closer to applying for my first Citi credit card is that I'm becoming more advanced in the credit card space. I told you at the beginning of the video that my wife and I collectively have 27 credit cards between the two of us, and there are becoming fewer and fewer cards that my wife and I might want to apply for, especially the credit cards issued by Chase. So if I don't want any more Chase credit cards, well then my 524 status is completely irrelevant and I can apply for any card that I might want to get, improving the likelihood that I may apply for a Citi credit card. And reason number 3 why I'm changing my mind and inspired the whole reason for this video is the transfer rate from Citi points to Choice Hotels. That 1-to-2 transfer rate just cannot be overlooked. That is such an amazing perk with Citi cards, and also Wells Fargo cards too, because I just booked a flight to Tokyo that I wasn't expecting to take on this trip, and now I have to go find a hotel that I want to stay in Tokyo, and Choice has an amazing deal for some of their Comfort Inns for 8,000 points a night. Comfort Inn doesn't really sound that nice, but I've been to Tokyo before. I know that I can probably trust that the hotel will be nice and clean and nothing fancy, but 8,000 points a night is hard to beat, considering that the lowest Hyatt property there is going to be 12,000 points a night, and that's way off in one corner of the city that I don't even want to stay in. So what I will probably have to do is transfer 8,000 Capital One miles over to Choice every night that I'm staying in this property. So for example, a 3-night stay in a Choice hotel in Tokyo would cost me 24,000 Choice points or 24,000 Capital One miles. But if I just held the Citi Strata Premier, I could transfer over 12,000 Citi points, and that would equal 24,000 Choice points, and I could book this hotel room for half the cost that I'm probably going to have to from Capital One. So with that transfer rate to Choice hotels, along with all the other transfer bonuses that come from the Citi ecosystem, it's making me think that I should have had a Citi card by now, but I just don't. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to sign up for a non-Citi card, I do have referral and affiliate links in the description if you want to help support the channel. And Citi cards aren't the only ones that I've been avoiding lately. I've also made a video on why I am not completing the Chase Trifecta. If you want to check out that video, it'll be right there. And I really appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.